All right, folks. So this is the after of doing one pull. Fueling looked fine. Everything seemed okay. You can come over here and look at the fuel right here. You see 12, it's 11.7, 11.44 compared to where it was. Then we start to lean out quite a bit. Okay, and that's not me doing it. So let's go over here to the Datalog real quick. So in here, I have fuel rail pressure. All right. So it starts off at 39.9 pressure. You know, that's pretty good. Okay. So it dips down, then it starts coming back up. And then pressure, and this is the funny thing too, around this RPM is when it finally starts seeing boost. Okay. So then fuel pressure starts dropping. Now my wideband kept saying that it was good fueling. Okay. So that's fine. However, fuel pressure starts to dip. And when I noticed that it leaned out pretty bad, that's when we went ahead and let off. You know, it leaned out on my wideband. My wideband was reading 11s and some changes, as you guys saw. But pressure started to dip pretty bad. And up until it started to go into the 12s, that's when I went ahead and let off. So what does this tell me? Well, it let... Oh, by the way, spark is pretty low. And the reason I have it so low... let's call it about 18, 11 degrees and whatnot. It's just to get fueling dialed in. I usually, with one pull, I'll usually have enough data in order to go ahead and start moving forward in regards to adjusting the fuel per, throughout the RPM range and everything. So, two things that sticks out to me for this. One is that this gentleman had bought a GT500 fuel pump system, which is really good. I mean, I'm surprised that we're taxing the hell out of it. And so I don't think it's the pumps unless he really doesn't have the pumps. I mean, we didn't install anything. I'm not trying to say anything, but we didn't install it, so I can't really confirm if it's real GT500 pumps or not. The other thing is that as soon as he's boost, pressure starts to drop, which leads me to believe that the fuel rail pressure sensor might not be seeing actual boost. Because remember, guys, the fuel rail pressure sensor is based off of vacuum/boost, and if it detects pressure and whatever, it's going to command more pressure to get the 40 psi pressure drop. That's the important thing. Pressure drop, not the actual pressure onto the rail itself, because that's going to raise up with boost, but pressure that goes into the cylinder itself. Now, we haven't really dug into it a whole lot. The guy said that everything's good to go, that we'll go ahead and do our thing. So I'm kind of inclined to believe him that he has the GT500 pumps. However, we didn't install it. He didn't install it either, so who knows what's going on. The other thing is that we need to go ahead and start tracing the vacuum line, because it's on a vacuum block, if I'm not mistaken. So we need to see if that has boost reference, and go from there. And that's pretty much it. That's one of the things that we start diagnosing and everything when it comes to this type of stuff. I also heard that the turbo was spooling louder than what I anticipated. He says that it's at around 8 pounds of boost, I think. But with fueling being pretty good and everything, I mean, hell, look at how much load it's in there. It's pretty high. So we're gonna go ahead and start investigating the wastegate as well. Maybe it's just pushing way too much boost, and I don't know. But that's one of the things that we look into in regards to data logging and what we're getting in regards to AFR on the dyno, stuff like that. It's not just, hey, let's go ahead and just tune it and call it a day. No, it's not that. And I've been turning wrenches for a very long time. So for me, diagnosing and everything, it's diagnosing through the motor, through the lines, through all that stuff, mechanically, and with the tune itself, I'm able to go ahead and try and give not an opinion, but just base everything off of what I have. I have the data here. I know what the GT500 pumps are capable of, and this just doesn't seem right. So we're gonna investigate further. if the pumps are there and they're pushing out some really good fuel and everything, I don't think it's that. It may end up being, you know, the wastegate maybe not even being hooked up and commanding a whole bunch of boost. And right now, with timing as low as it is, it's not going to create any power. In fact, I'm doing the exact opposite. And so for you guys that go to the dyno and you run a couple, I mean, your tuner starts running it a couple times and you start seeing low numbers, just keep in mind that we're just dialing in fuel and everything before we actually start ramping it up. If it's a Coyote or something like that, then we'll make sure fueling is fine. Spark is going to be, if it's like E85, it might be locked out to maybe like 24, 25 degrees, give or take. And then we'll start working our way up with cam timing to see what is making more power or not. Some people, lock it at 24, 25. And then once the cam timing is done, they'll raise it up to about 30 degrees of timing, give or take. Other people do it the exact opposite. They put the timing at 30 or 31 and then start working on the cam timing. There's all kinds of ways to go ahead and do it, man. It's really just the preference of the tuner itself. I know I'm just rambling off and everything, but it's I'm just giving you guys my opinion in regards to all of this. If your tuner is taking a lot longer than expected, hell, I've been on the damn dyno for what, so like 3 or 4 hours already, and we made our first pull, and I had to stop it because of this, man. So I guess we'll see. We'll go from there, and we'll let you know, guys, what we find. Ortiz out.